All right, Tony, we're walking to work today.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I guess so. I guess we do have to go to work, don't we? I'm super excited to just hear more about your role in Oh Mary, which is just incredible, hilarious.
Thank you.
All of the things. So why don't we start walking?
Yeah, all right, let's go.
One thing that I laughed about when I saw your character's name, which is Mary's husband's assistant.
Yes.
It makes you think of someone who's kind of in the background, but you were able to make it your own. Can you kind of talk about that and making that character that maybe feels a little more like behind the scenes come to life in a different way?
Yeah, I mean, I love the way that the characters are like billed like that because it's like everyone is through the prism of Mary. Like in this world, she is like God essentially, which is kind of beautiful and in a way that she doesn't get to be centered in any other story. So I like that that's the way he's like described and how everyone's described. And then that thing about being like someone who's normally in the background but gets to like pop in these moments is like, I always like just like looked at those like historical dramas where there's like a really earnest, like self-serious, like army of I don't know, like soldiers or generals or like random military men, and they're in like every type of bad historical drama, and like they take it so seriously, and these actors acting so hard with their like 10 lines, and I'm like, okay.
This show is so silly, but then at the same time, like Pulitzer Prize, like
Yeah, I don't reconcile with that. I think it's crazy. Yeah, like everyone who's ever been involved with the show says this all the time, but we all are just in shock still. Like this was supposed to be like literally 12 weeks downtown, and I'm here 2 years later. So I don't know. It's absolutely insane that it's gone where it's gone.
What's also really interesting is that like there are some serious things happening in the midst of the show. I mean, a civil war.
Yeah.
And yet, like all of these wild shenanigans as well. Can you kind of talk about like that juxtaposition there?
I think Sam said something, the director Sam Finkelton, when we were first rehearsing, always said that everyone in this play is in a state of emergency. So Mary's husband, or Lincoln, is in the emergency of the Civil War, and my character's in the emergency of serving this high-strung, impossible man, and Mary's in the emergency of trying to fulfill her dream of doing cabaret, you know what I mean? So like, and all of these are given equal weight. So to your point, like the Civil War and cabaret are actual equals in this play, which is, again, insane.
Does who plays Mary kind of change the show completely?
Literally entirely, yeah. Like, and it's funny because honestly, most of my scenes are with Mary's husband, more than with Mary even, except for a moment at the end. But who Mary is like dictates the energy in the room entirely. So even though it has been going on a long time and I've been it for a long time, the energy shift with whoever's playing Mary does like truly change the show in like its entirety. Like from the beginning to the end, just based on that person's like specific idiosyncrasies, it changes everything.
You have a really special number at the very end. What's that like for you? And I don't want to give any spoilers away.
Yeah, not to reveal too much.
Staying all show for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's the part of the show that I look forward to the most, is the end every single time, and not to emphasize this too much, but like, it's the time of the show where whoever's playing Mary gets the most freedom to interpret the play in their own way, and so watching and responding and reacting and creating that moment with the Mary of the moment is so joyous and like beautiful and set to their personalities in this lovely way. So
I love that. Well, look who's on the door. It looks like we've made it to work.
You know, 2 years ago, so.
Oh my God, you haven't aged
Be gentle, yeah, all right. But,
thank you so much, Tony, for letting us walk you to work.
Thanks for taking me, yeah. All right, bye guys.